Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My favorite things to test out are foundations, and I have a brand new foundation here with me today to test out, and it is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. I got the shade R230. This stuff is supposed to have a 24-hour wear time, and it's supposed to feel like a second skin on your face, and it also says that it is medium to full coverage. I'm going to try to keep this video short and sweet because I've been told that I talk too much, but sorry, this is me talking. If you watch my videos, you're just going to have to deal with it. In here you get 1.01 fluid ounces, and the back, let's see what it really says. It says Next Generation Mattifying Foundation that combines full coverage, 24-hour wear, and a second skin effect. So it's definitely supposed to be matte. I forgot to mention that. It says that it contains the latest generation Flexi Fit Mesh Complex, which adapts to the movements of the skin for more comfortable wear. The buildable texture won't clog pores and is easy to apply and blend, leaving your complexion looking velvety without a mask effect. The waterproof formula makes for a long-lasting, flawless finish and is enriched with cinnamon and ginger to be respectful of your skin. I'm definitely going to be sweating today, so we're going to be testing out that waterproof claim. But yeah, it says medium to full coverage, suitable for combination to oily skin. So my skin has been a little bit drier here lately, but I have moisturized this morning. I used the Too Faced Hangover Primer, and that really moisturizes my skin as well. So even though it says combination to oily skin, we're going to try it on anyway. I checked all over the box and I looked on their website, and it doesn't say the best way to apply this. So I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to do one half of my face with this brush and then the other half with my Real Techniques sponge. And we're going to see which side looks a little bit better. Usually, well, not usually. Sometimes it looks better with the brush. Sometimes it looks better with sponges with foundations. So we're going to test this one out and see which one looks the best way. Okay, I've scooted a little bit closer. This is probably going to screw up the background, but it's okay. I wanted you guys to be able to see what exactly I am doing. And so I'm just going to start off by squeezing a little bit out onto my cheek. I guess this is going to be my brush side, which I'm going to do first. It is a squeezy tube in case you did not notice before, but we're just going to go in with this. I'm just going to start off with like a little bit and see how far that goes. I haven't watched any videos on this foundation, so I have no idea how much you're supposed to use or how full coverage it actually is. We're gonna find out together. The shade doesn't look too bad either. Like, it looks like it's gonna match my neck pretty well, I think. But we're gonna see. So going in with this brush, this is my favorite brush to apply foundations with. It is the flat top Miko Beauty brush, and I love it. I guess I applied like a little bit too much product. It didn't feel like that much when I was putting it on, but I'm just gonna spread it out over my face so that we're not getting too much product just on this cheek. Alright, so this is the first application, and it's looking really good. I kind of wish I had gone a little bit darker of a color, just like a little bit, because it is a little bit too light. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is just a little bit too light for my neck. But it's looking really good. I definitely like the way it applied with a brush. My pores are gigantic and there's like no way to hide those, but I don't know if you can see them. They're always huge. It is also looking pretty matte. I don't think it's completely dried down yet, but I feel like once it does, it will be completely matte. I'm gonna put a little bit less foundation on this side, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge from Real Techniques. I don't know if I just got more coverage on this side with a brush or if I just used less product over here and didn't get as much. So I'm going to apply a little bit more and see if I can get a little bit more coverage on this side, because I did get way less coverage with this sponge. One thing that I just thought about that I meant to mention in the beginning of this video is on Makeup Forever's Instagram and on their webpage, they have pictures of like swatches of the foundation, and they have the wet swatches, and then they have dry swatches when it had completely dried down and it had oxidized. And it shows the color difference. So I forgot that this is gonna get a little bit darker. I thought that that was really cool. I've never seen a brand do that before, and at first I was like really confused at what shade I needed, but then I realized that it was wet and dry swatches. So yeah, this will get a little bit darker, which I am actually happy about for once. So we're gonna see what that looks like when it really, really dries down. My forehead is like tiny, so I never need too much foundation. Alrighty, foundation is on, hair is crazy, and I want to show you guys, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I want to try to show you guys something. This is the side with the beauty sponge, this is the side with the brush, and the brush side looks a lot more drying and a lot more like flaky, not flaky, but like crepey. I don't know. I feel like once I applied a little bit more on the cheek, I did use the same amount. I do still have a little bit of redness peeking through here, so I do think you get more coverage with the brush. A lot of the time, foundations just take a little while to melt into your skin, get right with your body temperature, so it might go down a little bit on this side, but it does look, it's not terribly noticeable. I notice it because it's my face, but it's nothing anyone else would be able to notice. I do just notice a difference in the two sides, and I'm guessing that is why. But overall, it's looking pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup. I have applied the rest of my makeup, and I want to give you guys my last final first impression. I do like the sponge side better. I think it looks a little bit more smooth. It doesn't look quite as cakey as this side that I used the brush on. Sorry, the sun is rising and it's coming through the blinds, but this side just looks a little bit more cakey underneath my eye. This eye definitely looks a little bit more smooth. The only part of my face that I put some powder on were my eyelids before I put on my eyeshadow, just because I didn't want them to crease. My forehead does have a little bit of creasing right here and right here, but that's normal for me. That happens with almost every foundation. It has not sunk into my smile lines yet, which usually foundations have by now, but we'll give it time. It might still do that, but as of right now, it has not sunk into my smile lines. I have my regular under eye creasing. It's just a little bit more emphasized on this side that I used the brush on, so I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think I mentioned this before, but this foundation is $38 on Sephora's website. They sell it at Sephora.com right now, and I think just the Makeup Forever website. It's not at Ulta yet, and it's not in stores yet, I don't believe. But I am going to do a couple check-ins throughout the day and show you guys how this foundation is holding up. I have really high hopes for this one. It looks really, really great so far. I think it is around 8 a.m. right now, so I will be checking in with you guys in just a couple hours. This foundation has been on for 7 hours now, and it is looking amazing. I am absolutely in love with this stuff. It has sunken into my smile lines a little bit, but that happens with pretty much every foundation that I own. I do have pretty deep smile lines. It doesn't look any worse on my forehead than this morning, and it hasn't creased any more underneath my eyes. So I am really, really impressed with this foundation. The color seems to match me really, really well. I'm just trying to get some natural light and show you just how good it looks outside. It is looking so good. I'm going to check in one more time this evening so we can see how well it held up the entire day. But so far, I am extremely happy with this stuff. And so I'll see you guys in a couple more hours. Alright, you guys, I have my final decision. This foundation has been on for close to 15 hours now, and the day has completely gotten away from me, and I am ready for bed. But this stuff, I'm absolutely in love with this foundation. It never did get completely matte, but the name says matte velvet, so I would say that it's more of like a velvet finish. You still see some shine in my skin, and it's been like that since I put it on, so it isn't completely mattifying, completely drying formula. I have very dry skin at the moment, and even though this foundation claims to only work for combo to oily skin, if you have dry skin, I would definitely try it out if you were wondering, because I have really dry skin and this worked really well for me. This is kind of a weird thought and I could be wrong because it has been so long since I've worn this other foundation, but I opened up my foundation drawer earlier and I was going to like just stick this in here to try to declutter my desk, and I realized like how similar the packaging was to the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Like the packaging is identical. Like this one is shiny on the black part and this one's matte, but I'm wondering if like this is a dupe for this. It's been so long since I tried this foundation that I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I really am wondering if this is a dupe for this new Makeup Forever foundation. I feel like they have the same type of finish to them. It's not like totally matte, but they are both matte foundations. This one says that it is a demi matte, which is I think a good term for this one. This one claims to be 24 hours, and so yeah, I'm wondering if these two are kind of the same. When I first put it on, it looked pretty crepey and like just kind of weird on the side that I used the brush, but as I wore it throughout the day, that went away and it looks perfectly normal now. It doesn't look weird anymore. I did take a nap, so like it's kind of rubbed off right there, but everywhere else on my face, it looks so good. My final thoughts, I definitely recommend this foundation. It says that it's 24-hour wear, and I believe that. If you for some reason need to wear a foundation for 24 hours, like if you're traveling or something, I would definitely recommend this. I could see this definitely lasting 24 hours because I'm already on hour 15 and it looks exactly the same as when I put it on. Honestly, it looks better than when I first put it on. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. And if you aren't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.